Happy Halloween!
And welcome to the final McMuscles
Muscles
Midnight Massacre. And like
we made it!
We did. We survived.
Yeah, we did it.
But will people survive Halloween night when Michael Myers is on the loose?
Oh, you're jumping right in. I'm just gonna be all sappy. I'm like, guys, we've had 31
Let's
nights
do that at the
together.
end, though.
Okay.
Because people desperately want to know.
They want to know.
Is this a bad Halloween, like 90% of them? Or is it a good Halloween, like 10% of them?
Well, first we have to say, we're not going to, I think, recap. Please watch yesterday's video if you want to see, like, us talk about, like, the storyline. And what we thought about the 1978 Halloween.
And, like, all the various weird Halloween shit that has happened throughout the years.
Halloween.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, just more Halloween talk in case you missed that one. But if we want to focus on this particular one.
On the new hotness.
Really weird. It's like, I follow movie news pretty, like... Religiously. Yeah, Spider-Man's not dead because they're already making a new Spider-Man. Like, stuff like that. Like, and I just... Not for every movie, but things that Matt would obviously be interested in.
The Matt movies, but also for just, like, random horror stuff. I see you on that Joe Blow, I don't know what the hell
Joe Blow,
yeah.
But there's so many horror movies made, I can't keep on top of them all. But I did keep on top of this, and Blumhouse just suddenly all of a sudden realized we should just start making sequels to really well-known horror movies instead of just, making really weird random ones or just their own stuff. Because we could use that for the dollar bills, y'all.
Yeah, but unless you have Jamie Lee signed on, like you're dead in the water. Like she had to be willing, which she obviously was.
Well, not dead in the water. The Rob Zombie ones did okay enough without her.
Yes, but and I'm saying yes, some of the ones she was in later on were weird, convoluted, and not great. Okay.
Some of those were dead in the water. She was in Resurrection.
Okay, yes, I know, but we're not debating that some of those weren't great later on. Okay, in the franchise.
Fair enough.
But for this particularly, I don't know how they would have just replaced her. She basically makes this movie
with their setup, which is this is a sequel to the very, very first one, discounting everything after the 1978 original. It would be hard.
Including the bloodline connection between them.
Yeah, it would be hard to make it without her. Yeah. But yeah, this is a Halloween sequel that disregards all the others. So it takes place 40 years. 2018 to 1978, and it is a sequel, but it's almost like kind of a remake for the middle part of it, where it's again Michael Myers escapes from his mental institution. Just jumping ahead just a bit, and the middle portion of the movie is just him doing Halloween. Yeah, just killing random folks on a Halloween night. But there's a lot to actually talk about here. This is made by David Gordon Green, a man I've never heard of before. Directed by him, and it's co-written with Danny McBride, who some may know as a comedy writer. He was in Hot Rod and he's been in a lot of TV shows. He was in Prometheus.
So was he a big fan? I guess.
I assume so. And this came about with just hey, we really want to make a sequel to Halloween. Do we have the rights? Yeah, let's do it. Hey, it'd be really cool if we could get Jamie Lee Curtis. And I read that Jake Gyllenhaal, of all people, is friends with Jamie Lee Curtis. And Jake Gyllenhaal worked with this director and said, he's really good.
And he vouched for him, sort of?
Vouched for him. I guarantee you he won't mess this up, and you should definitely do it if you want. And she's like, okay, sure. Yeah. So they got her on board, and yes,
she's also, everyone has to look at how fine I fucking look after 40 years later.
As fine as Michael Myers is, Jamie Lee Curtis is the real draw. She's the real show here.
She's mind blown. When we saw all pictures of her at the premiere, I was like, how in the fuck? Yeah. That can't be Activia. They can't be. It can't just be Activia.
It's not all in the stomach, because the stomach's important, but...
Her flora, her probiotic flora, no, I don't know. What the fuck is she doing? Because that's a woman who should be making face cream. Yeah. Anyways.
So, with this being a sequel to the original, it's mainly about Michael Myers versus Laurie Strode, with no connection at all. In fact, they even addressed this in the movie. Do you remember?
Yeah, they even say he just got obsessed with one day. Why are you so obsessed with
They're like, well, aren't they brother and sister? Well, I think a cop is riding with Loomis, the new Loomis. And he's like, oh no, that's just a silly rumor that people spun out of control.
So silly.
That's, you know what, while that's simple, that's pretty much an effective way to just retcon something and just be like, nah, that's stupid, that didn't happen. But yeah, Michael Myers is also elderly. He's in his 60s as well, but is still
got little white hairs.
Still a badass that's in a mental institution. Now, remember in our last review in Halloween for the original and the Rob Zombie version, Michael Myers kills a staggering 5 people. Mm-hmm. But this movie wants to have its cake and eat it too, where they make him into this mystical monster that like no one can... Oh, there's 1 million killers in the United States that have killed more than 5 people, but they're kind of banking on the fact that there's all these other movies and he's killed hundreds of people, so they're using that same mystique but still discounting the shittiness of all these other movies and just saying he's like the world's greatest serial killer. People have tried to understand him for years. He just doesn't talk.
He just doesn't talk. That's
it. I can be that.
That's my idea of hell. Like someone that doesn't talk or not being able to talk. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean it's
just end me.
It's still a creepy thing because it's like give me something, Michael.
So there's the thing. There are these 2 simpering podcasters. Okay, one of the guy, he looks like the guy from Coldplay, and the other one, she's British, whatever. British, and they're trying to make like a serial type podcast where like we want to get inside the mind. We try and get to like Laurie. They try and go see Michael. They show him the mask, which I thought was a clever excuse for the mask like being around.
To get there, yeah, it was.
You know, because he's like, I have it, and they're like. They have this big tension shot where he's holding it, all the other inmates are going crazy. They're chained 2 cinder blocks on a rooftop. It just doesn't make sense except for like the visual and the aesthetic of it. Okay?
Yeah, exactly.
That's
it doesn't make sense.
It makes no
sense. Was a killer opening
It was
scene.
awesome.
It was great.
Okay? And then he's shaking, there's high tension, it's building. And then when you cut to it later, like, yeah, he had no reaction. Like, I thought that was so funny. Like, they failed so hard.
Yeah, he didn't.
But then, like,
I didn't even know Michael knew I was there.
Yeah, they're like, nah, he didn't even fucking give a shit that the mask was there. But then it's like, then the mask is just flopping around where he can access it later and not like he hid it in the floorboards.
Or stole it from a Halloween store that would sell Michael Myers masks, maybe. I don't know.
But that was clever. The whole, podcaster angles that they go see Laurie Strode, so we get to see like, how she lives.
And this is
damn girl, you live like this.
This is the super interesting thing, though. Like, what is the final girl syndrome, actually? Like, what do you actually come out of, like, a horrible situation like that? And, like, I can't think of any movies that I've seen that actually deal with it in a realistic way. It's like in Halloween H2O, I'm just going to be a principal at some girl's school.
But, like, no, I'm an alcoholic, and I can't deal with it. And I have
this movie
severe PTSD.
Does it? And, like, I'm over-prepared and paranoid and blah, blah, blah.
Well, not just that, to the next level. It ruined her life. Yeah. And then, therefore, it ruined her kids' lives.
Yeah.
And it ruined her relationship with her daughter because she had 2 marriages, right? Failed divorces. She has a kid, and she grows up being like, your whole life is to prepare for this crazy cycle that's gonna come after you one day. Today, tomorrow, 10 years, 30, 40 years later.
But I'm sure it'll be on Halloween when he does.
No matter what. Halloween must have been the worst for them.
She must have been so scared.
Oh my gosh, she probably never got candy.
So that's the other thing that people will call Laurie Strode out. Well, this ruined your kid, your relationship with your kids or your family. It's like, well, if it means that they're going to be safe, then I'm fine with that. I'm like, that's awesome.
She's just like, I will sacrifice everything to make sure that we're prepared when the day comes. And like, she has this unwavering faith that this day is gonna come.
Yeah.
And she knows it too because guess what? They're gonna transfer him. Like, that's always the thing with Michael. Michael, he picks his moments. Like, he'll sit there, he won't say a goddamn word for 40 fucking years, and then he'll be like, oh, let's transfer him. Yeah, that goes well.
I have to say, though, them deciding to transfer him
on
October 31st!
No, they did the 30th. It was the 30th.
Yeah,
I remember, and that was one thing I was like this. I'm like, you think these fucking malacas would learn not to transfer him on his big trigger day, okay? Like,
okay, so that's a Michael Myers thing.
Or else we wouldn't have the movie. But,
for sure. Whatever. That's the Michael Myers thing. Laurie Strode's really awesome. All that stuff is expected to be awesome.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about really briefly, like, one of the main things I liked about this movie the most. It's like, I cared mostly about all the other characters.
Like
or if I didn't care about them that much, they're at least somewhat entertaining or fun or whatever. So Laurie's daughter, I forget her name, but Laurie's daughter, who's like got her own family, that actress, I've seen her in other stuff before.
She's in everything.
She's in everything. Yeah. She's good. I liked her despite her being a little like...
Well, her character is meant to be like, Mom, come on. Like,
Mom, please stop.
Like, she had a very strained relationship later on when she has her own kid because she's like, this woman is crazy.
But
like,
that woman's husband had some funny lines and was kind of
comic
relief character. Yeah. Laurie's friends, the blonde one, she doesn't get all that much screen time. She just has she's a babysitter. She babysits a kid. But I was like, there was something about like they picked a really good actress that was fun, had charisma. Then there's the kid that she's babysitting, who's fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah, he's the best kid.
And then there's even the boyfriend, even the kind of not scummy boyfriend, but had a moment of like, hey, that's awesome, dude. He wants to protect his girlfriend, and you could have easily been like, had a really scummy character that you could boo. Yeah. So there's all that. The only characters I really didn't like were the two like noodle heads that were hanging around Laurie Jr.
Yeah. We should have remembered their names. So this is not going to go well.
Okay, Laurie's
granddaughter and daughter. This is what we're calling them.
So she has this noodle-headed boyfriend.
Yeah, the granddaughter herself isn't that bad. She's okay.
She was all right. She was all right.
But yeah, scumbag boyfriend, right?
And then like when that scumbag boyfriend becomes a scumbag boyfriend, his best friend isn't that much better. Here's one little thing I didn't like is that both those characters receive ends that I don't think were fitting for those characters. Yeah. Without going into too much of it, I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird.
There's no justice in this world.
But whatever, it's a minor gripe.
I'm tired of this world.
Michael Myers is like, come over here, I'm going to kill you in a few minutes, bitch. So. They're like, that's it for characters. Like everyone else that even got a little bit of screen time, whatever. I was like, wow. When's the last time I saw a legit slasher movie, even when a lot of the point of them is to cheer them to die? Yeah. I want to see them die. But most of them, I was like, no, oh no.
Yeah, it's true. Well,
even the podcasters, I was like, they get a rough death.
Yeah, they get it pretty bad in the beginning, but like they needed to because they were like the setup, right?
Yeah, so that setup is that those are basically not Michael's first kills, but like once he escapes from a crashed bus because of
course. Where did he get those teeth?
Oh, it was the
That's in the trailer.
It was the mechanics that he beat up.
So like he did that like super fast. Like he had time to extract all these teeth.
Yes, that's fine. You punched them out. Come on. Anyway, but as maybe not make sensible, that makes sense. It was still a super cool scene.
It was a cool visual. It was a cool, scary thing that
Michael
happened.
Corners the podcasters in a restroom at a like auto body shop or like a
how do we not say gas station? It was so stupid.
And it's a really tense, vicious scene. And that's another thing about the violence in this movie is that it's pretty violent, but they don't show that much of it when it's happening at the time, but they show the aftermath of a lot of it. You'll see someone that Michael had killed and their like jaws all dislocated and smashed up, but you didn't see the kill, but you see the aftermath. That's just as effective sometimes. Sometimes you see Michael dunking someone's head into the floor. You can't really see it, but the implied violence is still really strong. And of course there's generally violent things too.
Just like the gravity-defying knife to the shoulder into the wall. That was an off-screen kill. And I was like, I wonder if they're going to do it. And you see him walk by, guy's on the wall. I'm like, the legend survives.
Of nonsensical gravity kills.
But you know what? I'm happy they did it. If it hadn't been there, I'd probably complain. Because that's the type of person I am. Yeah. But I'm going to complain it's in it, I'm going to complain if it's not in it.
So, let's just say this part. Because the podcasters were there and Michael, ran afoul of the bus when he was being transferred,
Who could have foreseen?
Goes by their car, knows that they have his mask, and is able to get the mask that way. I'm like, is it convenient? Yes. Mm-hmm. Is it the thing that makes the most sense that could probably have happened? Also, yes.
I guess. But then, what's his name? Coldplay guy. As he's dying, he's like, I knew it. I knew you saw that I had the mask. You pretended you didn't.
Oh, please notice me, senpai. Michael senpai.
I was like, motherfucker.
So. Basically, when this word gets all out that Michael Myers is, because his name is on the manifest of the people that are on the bus, this new Dr. Loomis.
Second Loomis, new Loomis.
This is so good.
or something? I don't know.
Yes, Sarah's into something. This is so good though that someone, I think it's Laurie.
It's Laurie.
When she meets him, she's like, "Oh, you're the new Loomis."
Yeah, because he gives her this talk about the evil I've studied, and she's like, "Oh, okay." She's like, not bothered, doesn't even bother with him.
It's such
she's
a smart line because not only is it like a wink to the crowd, but it's also that's what she would say.
Yeah.
You're the new Loomis. Yeah. Like, it makes so much sense.
And like she's like completely over it. And
like this is a well-written movie. Would you
no,
agree?
it is. It is very well written. She took all this restraint in the world to not do the biggest in-your-face "I told you so" dance.
Yeah, she doesn't do it. She
not
just
for
goes...
1 second. And that validates when she said that the whole time. She's like, I don't give a fuck about anything but keeping you safe. I don't even give a fuck about being right. Or that you didn't believe me all these years. Or that you freaking hate me. She's like, as long as we survive, like, that's all that matters. So I'm like, you are a better madame than I.
Because no one likes it when someone just goes, "See, I told you," when it's like a fucking life or death situation. So, like, it's another thing.
There's no time. But
fuck you, Grandma. This is not the time. You know? No one wants to fuck Grandma's pussy.
Stop saying that. No one knows what you're talking about. Unless people watch Sex in the City.
It's fine.
Okay. Anyways, we have the worst inside jokes. But anyways. So the shit is going down. And again, it travels from a lot of locations. But...
all around Haddonfield.
Because she goes to her daughter's house and she's like, you have no protection here. You don't have like this fort, like my place. But it's all going to end up at, you know, her house, like Laurie Strode's, because it's so fortified. And again,
it's a Home Alone house.
She's been prepping for freaking
This is what we trained for.
Exactly. Literally, this is what we trained for.
Right.
I need to protect my family.
You have no security system, Karen.
Mom, you need help.
Evil is real.
You know, but yet even with all of that, there are still like dumb moves made.
They're not that many, but there's
the dad,
one or two.
The dad pulls
like,
a fucking bumble, and you're like, sir, are you serious? Because
they know Michael's around too.
They can't find the granddaughter because she was going to a Halloween dance with her scumbag boyfriend, who gets caught fucking macking on some chick and then pretends he didn't do it. When she's like, I have eyes that saw you.
And he's like, no.
He's like, no, you didn't see that.
And also, your phone's going in this tapioca pudding.
There's a bowl of pudding.
What the fuck was that?
Not punch, whatever. So very conveniently, he projects onto her, which again, ladies, if you ever have a man, okay, that you catch doing something and their first reaction is to accuse you of doing that thing,
why were you
or being
looking
the
at
irrational one, you need to run the fuck away as fast as you can. But anyway, so he
why were you
her.
looking at me?
Why were and then
we're at the dance.
He's like starts bringing up old shit, and he just like takes her phone and throws
Is he a plumber?
Because he likes to bring up old shit. So whatever. So then she has no phone, so she's stuck with the fucking putts to walk home, and she's like,
but
again, maybe
it's smart for them to have a scene where her phone,
where they're trying to,
because they're trying to contact her for the rest of the movie.
Frantic once they realize it's real.
That Michael is out there, and they're like, hey, no, you need to be where we are. We have the cops with us now.
They leave her a bunch of messages. She goes to the house, and like, there's an officer there that is like, we gotta go to like the area, the place, you know, the safe house, which is Grandma's house.
It's the safest place.
You know, so she somehow ends up. We're not going to go too much into how she gets there because other stuff happens.
I do want to talk about this scene in particular because I saw people complain about this scene in reviews. They're like, it's ridiculous. Okay, not so much the scene, but how they get Michael from point A to point B when he has no idea where anyone lives. He doesn't have a phone, Michael. He's not checking the internet. Doesn't know where Laurie lives. So there's a storyline into how to get Michael from just being with trick-or-treaters down into the forest where Laurie's house is.
Yeah. What's the story?
Well, the story is that the new Dr. Loomis character isn't all that he seems, and he basically kidnaps Michael to drive him. So that this is not so much a spoiler, but like
he's not great. New Loomis. He's no old Loomis.
No, this is one part of the movie where I'm like, I guess it makes no sense, but whatever.
He never knew, even before GPS existed or whatever in the 70s, he always would just appear everywhere. That's kind of like one of his superpowers.
Yeah, but Laurie didn't live in the woods back then.
It doesn't matter, he can always find you.
Yeah, but I don't think that's a confirmed power. I think he just walks around and people are idiots. I don't know.
Like, are you telling me he half-ass bumbles backwards ass into things all the time?
Also, this movie also doesn't really make him to seem like he's invincible. He gets hurt, he gets cut, he bleeds, and he goes, "Ah!" I distinctly heard him make noises.
He made a noise.
He was like, "Ah!" like little, like slight things. But of course, as soon as the movie starts, it's all coming down to a showdown.
Big time
showdown.
Yeah.
Hell no, Michael can't slow down. With Laurie, and it's a weird fight. Like, it's really good, but she kind of has some random bumbles near the start where I'm like, okay.
I think they didn't want her to seem invincible from the start because they had to make her seem a bit vulnerable. She does some stupid things. She takes some hits, and I mean, I don't know. I while they were happening, I was like, oh no, baby, what is you doing? Like, I thought you trained. But then I was like, no, if she had just been kick-ass from the start, you know. But then it builds up to her having her, like, her little moments.
Then it turns into that dumbass scene from Jason X where the girl android just starts kicking his ass and just doing a spin kick.
Oh, I love Jason X so much.
Oh, fuck that scene.
This is, like, a big point of contention in our marriage.
Anyway.
Whether or not you like Jason X.
Anyway, so...
We're not talking about Jason X.
No, we're not.
Not again.
Not for last time. It's too much blood last time. So this fight is unlike the Rob Zombie like final thing. There's a lot of tension. There's a lot of like variability. Michael's hiding. She's hiding. She has the advantage.
She pulls a flip the script, which everyone howled.
Okay, yeah, we won't say exactly what this is, but there is a
flip the script,
flipping the trope. Of horror movies between Michael and thing that is worth seeing this movie. Yeah,
for. Honestly,
it was so good.
That like 6 seconds, you know.
Yeah. It was quick, but it was there. It was good. And then all three.
That's almost my favorite moment, but my second favorite moment, it has to do with the daughter too. That moment, where again, I won't talk about it, where I was like, damn girl, alright, you cool. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I had like almost had it up to here with her, and I was like, enough with this one. Enough. Like, you were trained your whole life, get the fuck out.
But everyone kind of turns it around at the last minute. Everyone's like, it's a fun, victory over Michael. This is like one of the more intriguing things about the movie, because I assume unless a body has been blown up,
he ain't dead.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you that right now.
But you can also, like, let's say this movie was a failure, like just made no money, but it didn't.
It could still end here.
They're already gonna like make a sequel. They've already said, right?
The fucking money it made.
Yeah. So, come on. But let's say it hadn't. You could have just been like, this was a really good movie.
Yeah.
It was a definitive end because of the way the ending sort of is. The conclusiveness of the battle is like, yeah, he's dead. Or you can be like, no, maybe not.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
It never ends with us talking about the body or whatever. Being found versus being not found too, because sometimes they're like, oh, there was no body. Oh, there was a body. Whatever.
It's always like a cop on a radio going, we found no body.
Here's my thing though. Yeah. While we're all like, it made so much money, it was so great, it was so wonderful, they're already talking to make another one. I'm like, but maybe they shouldn't. Just because of everything that's happened in the past, with other franchises, with this franchise, with people getting too greedy, and you know what I mean? Being like, I don't think any sequel will fulfill us this way. I don't think there's that much more of a story that needs to be told.
I don't know.
What would it happen minutes later?
It's just that this one felt so like new, but also old, homages, whatever.
It's gonna be tired and busted.
When they're that talented at it, it's like, I'll give you another shot to see what else you can do. But it's like, let's say a sequel disappoints, then even if it makes a lot of money, but if it disappoints, then maybe not continue.
It's not even about what they can do, because they've proven they can do something great.
Yeah,
they don't need to prove it again. It's where can they go with it. I don't think there's anywhere else to go.
You should show Michael's home life as a kid.
You know what I mean? Like, I honestly, as much as I enjoyed it, I really, really think it should end here. Like, I really don't think they should continue.
I mean,
because that was the point of them dismissing everything after the first original movie for a fucking reason. Because everything after was garbage.
But we can make more.
Exactly, that's what I mean. And the thing is, a part of me is not just even for the money. We're like, no, we want to see more. We loved it. You know what I mean? But you shouldn't. I firmly believe they shouldn't.
Unlike It, where it was always supposed to be like there's two distinct parts to the It movie, like, and then the miniseries was like half kids, half adults. It's like that. It's like, sure, make a sequel to that.
Exactly,
the story's not really done.
There, you know. Like,
but that's again like the movie has an ending that's just interesting. It's like kind of just, you can make one or you cannot, and they're probably gonna make one.
And what's your vote?
What?
I vote not. Like, if it was up to you Matthew, okay, and you get to decide whether or not they make a second one or not.
Even if it's a little tired or there's not that much new.
No, it's not what it's about. Do they make it or not?
No, look, even if what they're gonna make is a little tired or like it doesn't have that much new stuff in it, if it's the same quality of writing, cinematography, like acting, because this movie looked amazing. There were so many nice shots, and I was like, whoa, this is the best looking one.
All that stuff is gonna be good. It's really just on storyline. What story can you tell?
No, I want another one.
You want another one? Okay.
It's the same.
Because I loved all that stuff too, and I would love a second one of anything with all that, but I don't think there'd be a story that would make it.
Maybe not as good, but I'd still want to be entertained with this franchise.
I could be wrong. You know what? They could get someone really, really great to write something absolutely amazing, but that would have to be their priority for me. It would have to be like, we can't make the second one unless the writing or the script is
They should
perfect.
put Michael Myers in space. Wouldn't that make a great movie?
Yes.
No.
Because he follows them there. Maybe they go colonize like Mars.
Anyway, absolutely recommend this. If you're interested in seeing it, definitely pay money for it, I'd say. It's on Netflix. Definitely watch it on Netflix when that comes out.
Even go to the theater. Maybe go on a Tuesday, because by now it's not that new and fresh anymore. Like, all of the diehard fans have already kind of seen it, I think,
I'm not sure. Certainly, though, like, even though this isn't a remake, let's just kind of lump it in that thing of resurrecting an old franchise or whatever. It's probably one of the best I've ever seen.
Of the franchise?
Like, in terms of, like, Friday the 13th remake, which I think is good. It's not amazing. It's not great.
But it's not bad.
And the Nightmare on Elm Street with the remake, which I have not seen, but I'm told by pretty much everyone that has a heartbeat that it's awful. And the Leatherface movies aren't that great either. But this is certainly the best resurrection I've seen of a slasher
I would
movie.
agree. I can't think of any others. Maybe there is, but
off the top of my head, I don't know.
I mean, she's wonderful. You know what I mean?
It's just wonderful.
No, she is.
Oh,
Baby
she is.
Jamie Lee. And it was too. I had a great time.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess that'll about do it on Halloween 2018.
I miss you guys so much.
Thank you so much for watching this series.
Yeah, I almost ran out of wigs. This is my rose quartz wig. I don't know if you noticed.
I noticed it.
Almost.
I think we had a blast doing this, and I definitely think we'll do it again. And I definitely think we'll, this is something that we just barely had the time to do. There's lots of other
it was a last minute sort of decision.
Videos and stuff that we're doing and streams and stuff. So definitely, I think next year, like, we'll try to get a bit better audio because we're just using the audio from the camera. We'll try to mic ourselves a bit better and put a bit more into the production.
Higher production value.
Now that we want to do this, we can maybe do them a few, weeks or even a month or two out from October, so we can put the most into them for you guys. Because it's been fun seeing all the comments. It's been fun not watching The Fly.
Yeah. Oh my god, it'll be more fun. I was gonna say because maybe stuff we'll review by then will be on Netflix for everyone to watch.
Yeah,
because a lot of people were like really didn't know if they should watch these movies on Netflix. That's the comments I'm saying. They're like, you guys recommended it, so we gave it a shot. And everyone's been so sweet and so nice. I was kind of
and like comments from the people that may never hike alone.
Oh yeah,
on it and
Momstone.
Momstone Films and.
So it was just really really fun, and we hope you guys had a really fun October.
We certainly did.
Yeah. Tonight's Halloween. Also, it's our anniversry, so we'll be.
So we're gonna be somewhere else when you
see this. Probably at a haunted house, getting scared.
Yeah. Well, unlike Hell House. No, not Hell House. Unlike Hellfest. Have a very scary but safe Halloween. And thanks for watching the McMuscles Midnight Massacre
2018.
2018. Bye.